Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn from Twin Flames 3344. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you as well as the 12 signs, all 12 signs read, which I'll do after the Divine Masculine read, but I also did a meditation for you guys before this session and some very interesting information came up today, so I want to tell you about that first. First of all, the focus today would be on the sea, and the whale was coming up big time today. As I left my meditation, I was seeing the light sprayed underneath the ocean waters to really focus on the life within the oceans and cleaning the waters, of course. I was getting peace on earth. I was seeing couples hugging and kissing, and just peace on earth was the message there from the whales. Everyone but couples were hugging and just being very much in love. I saw the whale was moaning, so I was hearing the whale, but I also had the some dolphin and whale sounds on, but the moaning was coming up as very important today. I was feeling the sadness of the whale because of the pollution in the waters, but also then I saw the whale, and then I was definitely getting the giving of birth from the whale, but then I saw something artificial fall in the ocean and was sinking to the bottom. And I'm going to show you the little drawing I did of it, just so you can see what I mean. It kind of looked like, and it could be a satellite. Let's see if I can show this to you. So see there, right at the bottom, if I'll focus in, where is it? There it is, my little drawing there. So it looked like that, floating to the bottom of the sea. But it was like, because of that, and it could be a satellite piece or a satellite that actually fell to the earth and was at the bottom of the sea. The bottom of it that I showed you was actually material, like kind of like fin-like flappy material. I was definitely getting, like, when I first saw it, I didn't know it was artificial. I thought it was like the whale's tail because I was seeing like finny flaps. But then it became this artificial piece of metal. It was definitely metal. And so I saw this land, and then I saw the whale literally birthing a lizard. And I was getting dinosaur when I wrote this, that birthed and then walked away. But I was getting that it was coming because of this satellite that had dropped from outer space. It wasn't really from the whale, but the whaling was showing me the birthing process, and then this lizard walking away. And it looked like a lizard. It looked like a tiny raptor, actually. And I could have been seeing those scaly tails because of the raptor had those wing-like scales. So then after the lizard was birthed and walked away, then the Divine Masculine came through the birthing of the whale. And they were fresh and new, rebirthed, fresh and new. But the masculine was just, I wasn't seeing the face, he was just seeing the back of his head, all fresh and clean, but as a full man, not as a baby, just stuck in the portal, not truly through the hole quite yet, but they're actually halfway through. They're just stuck in the canal right now. Before the birth, I saw this, so before the birth, that metal piece came down, and then the birthing started. So some kind of space object that sunk to the bottom of the sea. So I looked up something, and I saw the Qigong Chinese satellite from last year that was reported falling to the earth, which I think it said fell in around Tahiti. I'm not sure if that's the same one. But I was getting ETs, whales, and the satellite definitely combined. So I don't know if there was another species that actually got into the satellite and was able to actually birth through a whale as it sunk to the bottom of the sea. But it was definitely something new. And then I was guided to the Qigong, and then a new lizard. July 11th, 2019, in China, they found an ancient lizard in the stomach of a dromasaurid species, a small bird-like dinosaur. So they were microraptors, which is really what I was seeing, that type of shaped dinosaur. And they were described, the microraptors, as opportunistic and winged dinosaurs. So the winged part was definitely coming up in what I was seeing. Reptilian described as, the reptilians in general are described as fourth to fifth density, not to mention the density. So we're in the early beginnings of the fourth density here. Whereas it's different with the dimensions will go higher. The densities, the fourth density will take a long time to get through. And then the fifth and sixth densities aren't here, okay, on Earth. It's not within this realm. It's more about, I'd have to look it up again, but wisdom, and it's just, I think maybe the fifth and sixth have to do with wisdom. But in our reality, we're dealing with the fourth density, but we're in the very beginnings of the fourth density right now, as opposed to dimensions where we're in the fourth going to the fifth dimension now, and of course can hold much higher dimensions while being here at times. So reptilians were coming in here as well. So I looked up information about the whales for the spiritual animal today, and under whalefacts.org, the whale was coming up as strength and spirituality. Represents a big event in your life or a strong feeling of solitude associated with peace, serenity, spirituality, and tranquility. And from spiritual info, I was getting also wisdom and the spiritual realm. And then from dreamingandsleeping.com, I was getting darkness hidden inside. So it can bring up the darkness hidden inside of you, the deep awareness of the world. Also from wildgratitude.com, I got that the substance in the retina of the eyes of the whale is called biomagnetite, which causes sensitivity to the electromagnetic field of the earth. So that was very interesting as well to come up about the whales. So there's definitely, from this meditation, a connection between the satellite that fell to the earth and is at the bottom of the ocean, a connection with a whale possibly birthing another reptile, which was very much like the raptors, the microraptors, with the wings on them, very much like scaly wings, not like angel wings, but scaly wings, but connected with ET life coming in not only through hybrids through humans, but ETs coming in through there's something that got into the satellite that was in the bottom of the oceans and was able to birth through a whale, or just came out directly out of the satellite, but I was seeing a birthing process. So there's some kind of reptilian that may be here that we're not aware of. And this could represent the new lizard they found inside of this microraptor's stomach. And that's why I was guided to that site. So it might have something to do with that reptilian. So anyway, very interesting information that was coming up. Also from universeofsymbolism.com, the soul song of the whale came up because it's the energy signature, which we all have. But it's much more obvious with a whale because you can hear their soulful song. You have the same. You each have an energy signature, which is what I do with my energy drawings that I do. Okay, so it's very interesting, though, that this is coming up. And now I'm getting the Olympics involved with it as well. I don't know. I guess that's not far from there, so. All right, so if anything comes up for you guys that's similar to what I was getting in my meditation, please do comment below. There's something important about that. And I'm going to get into the reading now, so we don't go too long. Okay, that was done at 9:09. Okay, so it is October 21st today. It is the world, the end. The 21 is also a 3 of expressing yourself authentically, coming together with others, socializing, being in joy, the smiley, happy-go-lucky person. But it is about the world, about completion, coming full circle. The day adds up to the 43-7, which is that 7, the calm before the storm, the very deep spirituality. It's like the vacuum. It's like the 0 point, that vacuum of nothingness that before the explosion into everythingness. That's the 7. The 43 is the Three of Cups, which again is that coming together, whether it's in socializing or in work groups, whatever it is, family coming together. It's ultimately about joy. And again, expressing yourself authentically. So we have the 2 threes coming together as well as the 7 and the world. So coming together in joy around the world. So the masculine read, again, we have 21 again because the read was done at 10:21. The Wheel of Fortune and the 21, the world. The masculine, divine masculine twin flame, again, this is a general read, so if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not for you. And it's for the divine masculine, but the divine masculine is within the masculine as well as the divine feminine. So it applies to both. The major arcana were the Hanging Man and Alchemy. Alchemy is like the Temperance card. Before the read, we had Reason and Wheel, which is the Emperor and the Divine Wheel, Wheel of Fortune. And then after the read, Chariot and Strength also came up. And this is the main read is the Syrian Starseed deck, the big cards. And I usually pull 3 or 4 cards on either side of the read, as I'm guided to. And then we have 3 wands, 3 swords, 2 pentacles, and 1 cup today. So heavy on the sides of the wands and the swords, so mental thinking or being in your head too much. And then wands is all about action and desires. So the only court card was the Knight of Pentacles here, that loyal servant, but that Knight of Pentacles was also reversed today. And then before the read, we had the Queen of Pentacles, after the read, the Queen of Cups. So 2 queens, and then the Knight who was upside down. The Queen of Cups was also reversed, but the Queen of Wands was upright today. Then we have the numbers and the code line were all about pride, individuality, and communication. The code line added up to 22, but we also had 22 because there are 2 twos in the read today. So 21 and 22 came up multiple times already, but we have the 2-2, which is the Fool, the 9-9, which is the moment before the hour. It's the 99 before the 100, right? Then 33-21 came up. 33 is that 7 of Wands, standing up for yourself without being defensive, the Christ vibration, and also 21 again, the world, completion. Then we have the sequence 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's the whole second half of the cycle. I was just getting a relationship to the whales with that as well. Also 26 came up, which is the Page of Wands, 29, which is the 3 of Wands, and less or so 10, 10, that very high vibration, and the 12 of the Hangman came up. All right, I was getting some negative energy from the whales in the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so I don't know if that has to do with the pollution or the reptilians. I don't know if the reptilians are affecting the whales in some way. There's some kind of negativity coming up around the whales, though, that's harming the whales. So the code line here with pride and individuality and communication has to do with, well, pi comes up, but that's also TT, which is a temper tantrum. So the need to center the masculine and feminine, because obviously if you're having a temper tantrum, your masculine's out of control, you're too heavy on the masculine side. The I am presence, the bridge, and the gateway regarding alchemization, okay, the alchemy of your masculine and feminine, also within and without, so coming together in your union. But also alky was coming up, so alcoholism was coming up, and the wounded warrior, again, the victim mentality. And then 706 and Route 76. Route 76 goes through my town, but that was coming up. But 706 as well. The Chariot with human lovers. And Chariot for me represents ascension for sure, with the human lovers in it, so both together and ascending. And then the feminine within the masculine, the human lovers. So the temper tantrums, the need to center your divine masculine and feminine, for the I am presence, the bridge or the gateway to the alchemical process. Here is Gamos, the wounded warrior, the victim mentality, the need to surrender, and then the Route 76. And 76 is the bicentennial as well, for 1776. Or it's the birth, but the bicentennial was in our century. But 76 was coming up either way. Also, I looked up online just to see what else I was getting. So TTI is Tetra Technologies Inc., which is similar to DigiKey, has to do with electronic parts. I wrote down 1.61. I guess that was in the header, but I'm not sure what that means. Then ATI 6 to 7 was the trademark, alloy titanium for medical and surgical device applications. THR, which is the high road for me, but it's also total hip replacement, so having to do with the hips, which was interesting because I was dealing with something around the hip in something I was drawing the other day. And then fixation plates, rods, things like that. We're coming up there. Another heading came up, I'll fight the flames for you. And that was Emily Always. That was an edited version. And then the next heading came up, full text of 1609 to 1870. Glimpse from ... So I don't really know what that was about, but it was coming up as 1609 to 1870. And then another heading came up, flames dash quote V, which is literally says quote Ev, so I resonate with that because I'm Evelyn, but quoteev.com. So it was just kind of funny because it was titled Flames quoteev.com. So that was just a little humor for me. Then chapter 2 came up, Flames, also from quote V. .com. And this is what it quoted in the headline. I couldn't get a full sentence out without stuttering until I was 13. I haven't talked this much in these past 2 years because I haven't had anyone to talk to. So again, this is going to be a wound that's coming up around stuttering or any kind of issue with getting your words out. All right, and that's very much about the masculine template, getting them, their key is their mouth, getting them to open up and speak. Also, the Form 706 from the IRS came up. The executor of the estate used 706 for tax purposes by Chapter 11, used to calculate generation skipping transfer tax, imposed by Chapter 13 on direct skips. Also, 706 came up as a couple different shows. 2019, it was actually January 11, 19 release. 706, Dr. Suman Asthana is a doctor whose husband, Anil Asthana, is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing their names correct, but is missing since the last 11 days. An investigating officer, DCP, whatever his name is unable to find him. A psychic child patient reveals the whereabouts of Dr. Uril and opens doors of secrets. So it has to do with people helping find, psychic people helping to find others and help with police investigations as well. 706 Netflix came in also as crime in post-war America. So this is very much about the PTSD that's been coming up nonstop in the past month, as told by a hitman. And it has Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, and Joe Pesci in that one. 706 also the area code in Atlanta, Georgia, where my daughter lives in that area. So that's kind of funny that came up again. It's the north, northwest, and then there's a piece central on the east coast of Georgia, which touches Alabama and Tennessee, North Carolina, and South Carolina. And then toggling up, going back to the code line, all about pride, individuality, and communication. Toggling up again came up. And tying in the I, the lowercase I for me is the chakra system. So the I, God, the connection to God, the connection to Georgia was coming up again, the GA, and the connection to the Gal, GAL, and the Chi. And for the Georgia, leech was coming up. And also again, alchemy, but also alcoholism. And the hermit of fire, or the hermit of drama. Okay? So then as we get into the read here, the underlying energies here, the hanging man, who was awake today, but definitely dealing with some anger issues. So that's for the masculine and the feminine. Your masculine side is dealing with anger issues. So you might have felt a lot of frustration lately coming up. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles. And the next card is the Emperor, which is called Reason in this deck. The Great Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune, which all three of those were reversed. And then the Queen of Wands is upright. This is the Queen of Wands here. And then the Hanging Man awake there. Okay, so at 11 o'clock, and so that's justice with a lot of source energy behind it. Awake, idea, big head, dysfunctional family or loss of a big family or someone in the family, or wealth. The Emperor reversed, out of control, abusive power, or ego death in downturn or twist of fate with the Queen of Wands. A female, devil, or Capricorn person waves to the King of Wands reversed, whose feeling of failure, staying under the radar, fell off his high horse with anger issues, walking away from egomaniacs,
Okay.
They had probably had something about that. Walking away from egomaniacs and manipulators, feeling insecure in their awakening, student of the gold coin, for me that's the Christ consciousness, or an opportunity or invitation, or a child deceiving unstable empress, but they're both upright. However, deception was coming up again, so there's definitely just some deception here, even though they feel justified in it, okay? Or the Page of Pentacles at the new moon, or the early morning hours before the sun rises, moves or goes to visit the Empress to get away from egos and manipulators or insecure people. Which was interesting because I'm going to San Diego to visit my brother, and my daughter's going to meet me there. So that's definitely like the Page of Pentacles and the Empress, like the mother and child. So that's an example of what that might be. Also, sorting things out at night or getting up before the sun is up to sort or weed or sell for the church or do good deeds to clear their karma. It's like people feel like they can get away with doing bad things as long as they do something at church to fix it or go to confession. Lobster up in arms again, the dog's pooping on the lawn, or the lawn guy's not doing a good job, which is funny, my lawn guys were just here, has to tell them what to do again. So the Divine Masculine's kind of irritated with having to tell them how to do their job right. Or water is present again, who didn't do their job, so why is there leaking on the floor again? Tired of this path, who let the dogs out? So a lot of things frustrating or triggering the Divine Masculine right now as far as anger issues. Guard dogs not doing their job, cowering, and the Empress moving or changing a venue, or just visiting another's home, possibly help them awaken further. Choosing the left openly, the new, the Divine Feminine, although others may not actually see the choice that he made. Dysfunctional family or loss of family or money or a drain, aligning with true desires, details, and working with hands while others are not working, not helping, disabled, on strike, lazy or stubborn. While all falling apart in a family and he's working hard, the Knight of Pentacles reversed, refusing to move or work, or refusing to work for someone else, going out on their own, or workers on strike from a big institution, leaving gaps open for new opportunity. Things got messy at work, cleaning up all by themselves with no help. Unrequited love came up for the masculine, and beneath that was deception. All right, so there's deception regarding unrequited love. So this Knight of Pentacles can be the masculine, but doesn't have to be. It can be any person around them, their karmic, their kids, whoever. As I'm losing my voice, the karmic, their kids, anyone else. All right. Can be anyone, a mother as well, a father. It comes up more as him or a sibling, someone his age or less. I'm not getting really the older parents, those people. The Empress is coming up as behind it all. Social group gossiping, overindulging, no joy, no social life. Third party, leaving group no longer resonating with. The King of Pentacles reversed, loss of money and or status, healing, depressed, and standing up for themselves, fending off others, but making nice with X in front of the children, as opposed to being authentic. The King of Pentacles reversed may have been chasing or saving women from themselves, or just accused, but not actually guilty, healing, depressed, crying when she sits on your lap, or no. Healing, depressed, or a Divine Masculine cringing when she sits on your lap. So it's still like a karmic trying to get in your good graces again. But, it's like she knows how to manipulate you, so she does it in front of the kids, so you'll be nice about it. But that's her way in again. So the masculine's becoming very present of the karmic's manipulations, and also becoming present to things that really irritate them about the karmic. As their energy rises, they become more aware of the things that bother them. So this is at 11:33, the Justice, and the 33 is the Seven of Wands, standing up for yourself without being reactive or defensive. But again, healing, depressed, the masculine, cringing when she sits on your lap, so that could be anyone as well. Little lizard watching, so again, this comes up with the manipulation of when the kids are watching, you have to do something you wouldn't normally do, and she using that to manipulate you for the Divine Masculine. No reunion due to loss of money and or status, working on not letting people take advantage of your kindness. No more heartbreak, third parties, and working it out. No more pulling strings or love songs at work. No more forced waxing because she hates his hair. No more hot wax torture and letting her have whatever she wants. Kids may be depressed or leaving or learning how their mother manipulates their father, the tools of the trade. Creativity comes up, number 3. And then beneath that was change, which is number 5, which is the Hierophant, and change, freedom, all those kind of things. And then creativity is the 3 of the Empress. Death and transformation, the wounded warrior on their last leg, unable to move or work, traveling in their mind at night, or following a woman sneaking out at night to see where she goes under the full moon. Or successful travels, good news in transition, after working for peanuts, good news travels fast. And then I went to look up something I thought of, and the headline had to do with Trump canceling the G7. And G7 has definitely come up with for me a few times in the code line. So, and I don't even know what G7 represents, so you can tell me if you want to in the comments, but otherwise I can look it up. I don't watch the news or follow politics at all, so. And that was at 11:43. 11 is justice, and 43 is the 3 of Cups. Okay, and then North Carolina was coming up. North Carolina was the 12th state to leave the Union, or actually the 12th state in the Union. That was 11/21, 1789. And then left the Union for the Confederacy. That was May 20th, 1861. And then restored to the Union June 25th, 1868. The last of 11 states to go into the Confederacy. And this is an interesting fact I didn't know, but Charlotte, which isn't, one of the top cities in the country, does have the largest banking center outside New York City. So that tells you something about what's going on in Charlotte, okay? North Carolina was established Royal Colony, 1729, and one of the original 13 colonies, named after King Charles I, because it's Latin, the Cardus, I'm sorry, not Cardus, the Carolus, Carolus, is Latin for Charles. And of course, North Carolina is the first in flight state, having to do with the Wright brothers. As fall of the emperor, impatient fallen angel, and I don't usually get political stuff in my reads, but I was just definitely getting the fall of Trump here. Red, white, and blue, red no more, by the people, for the people. Those left in the shadows speak up for themselves. Red root done, working on collapsing sacral issues, with Sagittarius leaving Jupiter, very shadowy now, the fall of Sagittarius and Aries. United Nations take the lead in preparing for the 2020 Olympics to go well. Impatience or not on board with ideas, the Empress on strike, standing up for self, but using manipulative tactics in front of little lizards watching. The Divine Masculine being creative with changes, or the Sagittarius fallen angel, Capricorn awake, Taurus refusing to move or work, stubborn, or children stubborn. After the death or transformation, victims of the war, fall from power or disabled and need to get back on their horse after finding peace to head the way or lead the way in the awakening process. The Empress being creative to get workers or kids back to work or motivated again. And then recently we have the twin flames upright, the 2 of Wands, but in this deck it's 2 flames. The twin flames with truth and the offer of truth and victory to rebalance unfair relationships, heal and forgive. And that was at 12:06, 12 being the hangman and 6 being the lovers. Hanging out, being lovers. Reaping the rewards of the high vibration King of Cups, unconditional love, with synchronicities and heaven in their eyes. And that was at 12:07, 12 again, the hangman, and 7 is the chariot. The lovers ascending in the chariot, which came up in the beginning. The Knight of Wands, getting a move on back to one's suffering in silence, which opened the gate to unconditional love. The foundation here is the 2 of Pentacles. In the Sirius-Darcy deck here, it's all about surrender. In the aftermath of falling from grace into the Queen of Swords reversed, the Magician reversed without tools after disaster, recovering, grounding, saving, holding on loosely to feminine negativity and or silence. The central energy here is alchemy of the Queen of Wands, being patient. The Knight of Wands rushing back to release prisoner without the Queen of Wands, She's the one that radiates above the rest and matches his inspired movement. The Queen of Wands is connected to the High Priestess's grief and challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed, resting and connecting in the 5D and holding on like Scrooge very tightly to what little he has left, still a little bit sneaky or coming clean about message of love and his greed, pushing the sealed divine feminine to emotional limits, looking back at Leo and or ego out of control and weakness and the need for more courage and strength. The Queen of Wands with alcohol issues, the King of Pentacles reversed with money or winning, living fast obsessions issues, and the divine feminine with wounds of deep grief from losing loved ones, crying, sadness, easily overwhelmed with anxiety or nervousness. Dealing with the karmic refusing to wake up to betrayal of two lovers no longer, jealousy and alcohol issues, inequity of relationship and splitting of the bulls. The female bull exits to drink or be depressed, and the male bull is no longer a bull, but an angel taking one step at a time through the 5D connection under the radar to release anxieties, prisoner, hostage, as the Queen of Wands looks the other way as usual. To the fight, she's looking toward the fight, the battle, the competition, the games, choosing her dark past of jealousy or jealous turn of fate. And now is the 10 of Swords reversed, the worst being over, done, kaput. The wounded warrior with third-party twins come together to love like children of another world. Incomplete, though, like the birthing process I saw with the whale, he's not fully out of the portal yet. Tripping up and losing hope or depressed, impatient fallen angel, Pisces, Aquarius, Sagittarius came up here. Moving to peace, away from the Emperor, the Empress and the Emperor reversed. The Empress is upright, the Emperor is reversed. Deception, betrayal, female Sagittarius drinker or potion maker, miserable, and has refused to wake up to break up in divorce or justice. Now, learning to take one step at a time, in truth and balance as the Sagittarius angel offers a new life. Sagittarius Libra, looking back at the past with twin and kids, frustration, temper tantrums, lack of inspiration, depression, and alcohol issues, in awakening to twin Cancer or Cancer the disease, to the warpath of the bulls, walking away and within to free angel from energy stealing, scamming, and being used. And that's at 1237, the Hangman and the King of Cups, the unconditional love. Finding peace without attention, under the radar, and coming together with twin without anxiety now. Soon is the 7 of Swords reversed, powerless to coming clean about resting, 5D, and justice and or divorce and message of love. Being drained of power, money, and independence by coming clean, losing everything, or child powerless to divorce, completely dependent, and not wanting to be on their own. Or Libra with 2 to 3 kids, one spends, one loving, another good student, or the one that's draining is actually a partner and not the child, but possibly acts like a child. Or Divine Feminine offering messages of love, and the Divine Masculine studying brokenness. And the karmic is on the warpath, broken down, breakdown, no car or car issues, cancel to move or trip, as the High Priestess offers new passion and growth, exposing all, being a child again. Or kids exposed to the false twin, or lack of affection, breakup, disconnect, not seeing eye to eye with the Queen of Pentacles. No affection between the Viking princess with jealousy issues, with high sex drive or creativity, and kids along with the kids and not getting along with the Queen of Pentacles. Could be Pisces, Leo, Gemini, Libra, Cancer, and Earth signs involved. The Divine Masculine is seeing himself as the 8 of Swords reversed, freeing himself from anxieties, with an announcement, judgment, call to action about moving, ending marriage, or going to stay with a friend or relative for a while. The Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords, dark night, traversing the 40 bridge to stand in his truth. Chemistry came up with the romance angels as well as true love, and express your love for the masculine. And around him, or how he is seen, is the 9 of Cups reversed, unhappy, unsatisfied, not getting their wish. So that can be the masculine or someone around them. But this person around them, or the environment around them, is on a quest to ground and integrate the offer given, but not good enough, standing up for self in the end of emotional or family cycle, of suffering in silence, stressed, up nights, and crying. The Master needs to clear blocks about the Six of Wands reversed, not getting attention, feeling like a failure, grieving, loss, regret, guilt, and shame, not letting go of the third baton to express feelings or arrows of love for the Queen of Pentacles, that he undercut her or pulled the rug out from beneath her, despite perpetual energy between them, him staying in disconnect and refusing affection. The High Priestess protected by third energy and the central sun, energized by inspiration and creativity. Exposing all, truth sets you free. And then from the numerology deck, pride and individuality and communication comes up. Was there something else I missed? Yep. Even more so than that, timeout, music, and manifestation. Synchronicities everywhere of fantasy, but the turtle is slow in getting there. Recovery to romance by extending an olive or blueberry branch out on a limb with twisted pillars around him. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, being still, the worst over, having to do with pain issues, and the Queen of Wands fighting for the old way of being, competing, X Games, counting on jealousy and breakdowns, still working on him. And that was at 101, magician. But the Divine Masculine has learned his lesson about breakdowns and cancer. The worst over in a strike or refusal to work or move, broken, breakdown, ambulance services, car issues, travel issues, or cancellation of a move or trip. The worst is over with the Queen of Wands, conflict and games. The Queen of Cups is reversed, finding peace in emotions as the messenger of truth or receiving the truth, or receiving the knight in shining armor, burdened by marriage, Taurus, contract, tradition, religion, or establishment, all broken now. Cancer Leo out of control, Queen of Cups reversed with the truth about jealousy and refusing to love or be loved, the worst over in knowing and balanced thoughts, in turn of fate with insincerity, the Hermit, message, news, or spreads the word, coming together to co-create post-war, PTSD, apologies, but still some depression or difficulties with Aquarius. Insincere or jealous, Libra reversed at work with Aquarius reversed, or just no love between them but must work together for now. The worst is over with Hermit and or Virgo with light to come together to co-create, end war, and apologize. In knowing about message and spreading the word, or a child who talks a lot, to end the war within and without the post-war depression. So here we are still in the wake of the post-war issues, which is the masculine being birthed, but still kind of stuck in the portal. Awake, idea, a big head, surrendering, released, unhappy, alone, without their divine feminine, alchemizing, patient, and challenged by the wounded warrior, coming clean under the radar, with the worst being over. A dead horse, no work, no more loyal servant. Broke, without car, weak, Queen of Cups reversed, offers truth and is victorious. Awake to the twin flames and impatient fallen angel, surrendering to patience to alchemize energies of the worst being over, challenged by the wounded warrior refusing to give it up. And again, the wounded warrior is always about victim mentality, because if he hasn't surrendered, he's still holding on to his wounds, or she. Release with coming out, unhappy alone, but keeping it close to the chest, just being. Allowing yourself to just be, that you're worthy of love in just being alive. Just being still for the moment. Brokenness, weakness induces surrender. The Queen of Cups reversed, crying and purging it out. To the quantum leap, the reset, to truth and triumph, a need to heal. Okay, so there's your read for today. I do have all 12 signs out already, so I'm going to get into that. I'm going to show you the cards first. We're now at 3909. So nines were coming up big time because we had 909, now 3909. There's the Hangman and the underlying energy. Recent past is the twin flames. There you go. The underlying energy there is the Two of Crystals, which is very much like surrender in this deck. The other clarification cards, so you can see them on the Two of Crystals. In the center here is very much buried the Alchemy card, which is up right there. We do have the Temperance card reversed in the underlying energy over here, but in the main part of the read, it's upright. The angel's upright. The challenge is the Nine of Flames, the Wounded Warrior. And up there at the top, that card is the Ten of Swords. We bridge over here to the near future, which is the Seven of Orbs, which is reversed. And the Matthew's seeing himself as the Eight of Orbs or Swords, which is that prisoner card, but it's reversed today with the romance angels there. And then around the Master and how he's seen is the Nine of Chalices, but it's reversed. And then the blocks that he needs to clear have to do with the Six of Flames, the journeyman, but reversed, you know, feeling like a failure or wanting to hide, not wanting to be seen, afraid to be seen for his truth, who he really is, for, you know, about judgment and all that kind of stuff. So then we end up with that proposal there, except that Knight of Pentacles is actually reversed. It's Knight of Crystals in this deck. Then we have the Chariot reversed above that, the Strength reversed above that, the Queen of Cups reversed above that, and then the Ace of Swords, which is upright at the end. So the truth will set you free, but there's still some healing up top there that needs to happen. So now we go right to the 12 cards. I put them all out already for you guys, so it wouldn't take so long once we got here. Okay. All right, so for those of you who don't watch me all the time and don't know how I set this up, we have all 12 signs out here. We have Aries going across to Pisces here at the end. So this first column is fire, earth, air, and then water for the columns. And then we have the underlying energies at the top, starting with here. So the fifth card down for this deck, the Rider-Waite deck, is the World reverse. So it's not quite complete, which is along the same lines as the Master, not quite out of the canal yet, right? So we're getting there, but not quite complete yet. The water signs have the Devil at the top, so be careful of that. Don't let someone manipulate you today. Air signs have the Chariot, earth signs have the Ten of Pentacles, and the fire signs have the Eight of Wands at the top, which is really good energy. And we'll get to the stuff at the end. So I'm going to start with Aries here. I'm also going to clarify with my mini deck here. And the other underlying energies here, besides the World reversed here and the ones at the top, from the Kipper deck, we have the Coffins. There's definitely, this is endings. It's not just death, it can be death, but it is, you know, case closed. I was just getting Michael Jackson doing his oxygen work as well. And then we have the Hierophant reversed in the Thoth deck. This is the Thoth deck. Okay, so this can definitely be a divorce, spirituality, thinking outside the box, all that kind of stuff. But there's a coffin, so there's definitely some kind of end in a divorce. And then this is somebody's world upside down. Okay. All right. It doesn't just have to be with marriage. It can be any kind of commitment, any kind of contract broken. All right, so we're going to start with Aries, and we'll do all the fire signs first. So Aries has the Seven of Cups, excuse me, the Eight of Cups reversed, imprisonment, and the Death card. So this is very uncomfortable. It's like sitting in uncomfortable emotions. It's doing the work for the twin flame journey while around other people, which is much more difficult than doing it on your own. But learning, we have to all learn to do that. So, but it is a harder journey to do it, all the grieving work while you're amongst other people. But this is someone doing that kind of energy. It's just anybody sitting in uncomfortable feelings. And then the imprisonment of it. Well, it looks like all of that's going to end now, okay? There's either a literal death, the end to your anxieties, the end of someone being in prison, someone getting released from prison, because we definitely have the masculine releasing themselves here in the read today. So this could be Aries feeling finally released from these uncomfortable feelings. We have the Eight of Wands there at the top. So that's very positive energy. It's a lot of quick communications, expressing your feelings, expressing the arrows of love, exchanging energy, ziplining, all that kind of energetic stuff comes up under that card. So it's very positive. More fast-paced things going on right now. So for Aries, why do we have the Death card? And why do we have the Prison card? So this is for Aries. We have the High Priestess, the Seven of Pentacles reversed, and then the Nine of Swords. So this is still dealing with the chronic purging, suffering in silence. It's reversed, but that means we still haven't done with the 10th card yet, the Ten of Swords. So this is just chronic purging for me. that suffering in silence. And this is implementing a plan to get yourself out of that. All right, you found your peace. You've been going through this for a while now, so it's not new. So you get it. You know that you're going to still have some purges, which is fine with you now. You found your balance, and now you're ready to not just sit and reap rewards, but now implement or strategize a new plan. So this is good. You're getting out. It's like the death of the old. Okay, but this could be still, you know, you go into purges again when you start looking back at the past. So just be careful about that. There's a lot of back and forth going on right now because you're implementing a plan. So there's a lot of communications or travel or just energy between you and your twin going back and forth. There's some kind of either leaving a job or being a third party through work situation or not getting along at work. This could be just going, when you go into your purges, looking back at what went on before. What were the issues, whether it's at work or with your twin, in co-creation, and what actually set you free. So it's just examining things. It's a lot of energetic exchange right now for Aries. All right. Actually, for all the fire signs. All right, so for Leo, we have the Emperor, we have marriage, and we have virtue, but reversed, which is the Three of Wands reversed against about the past. Maybe someone wasn't so virtuous in the past, as far as the Emperor and in his marriage. So let's see what else is coming up. There's definitely a lot of back and forth communication or energetic exchange here. Could be a heated exchange. Or could be, it's the Three of Wands, so it's very much about living in the past. But it also has that fiery energy along with the Emperor, so he may have been a little bit sexually abusive in his relationship as far as being virtuous. Or that could just represent sharing his energy with his twin. So not on purpose, it wasn't his fault, but ending up being in a marriage where he's then connecting with his twin as well, which can be considered not virtuous, okay? So it can be as simple as that. So why does Leo have these cards? All right, that has to do with sexual energy, right, being the player. But I don't see him upright as the player. I see this guy as the player, okay? When he's upright, it's more about just, you know, being energetic, getting things done. It certainly can be someone running in passionately, but I don't get him as a player, not with ill intent here. So this is just about, it can be out working out, running errands, all that kind of energy. But, you know, becoming energized. And this is out spreading the word, messages, truth, maybe two kids out on the prowl, right? This one's the talker, this one's all action. This is for Leo. And there's some injustice. So maybe the younger one doesn't get to do what the older kid does, and they feel like it's not fair. And dealing with the Emperor. There's two heavy patriarchal energies here, Justice reversed and the Emperor reversed. So them being reversed, maybe taking it out on the kids. They're upright though, so they're out of here. Or this one gets stuck with them, and this one gets to go out, but they're mad because they're younger and they're not allowed to leave. And they're stuck with the old men. That could be too. But this is someone either out of control, abuse of power, it's not fair, or he's going through ego death and a divorce. So he's just going through a lot, and the kids really just don't want to be around them because they're not in a great mood. So this could be two men in power who are unhappy right now, or mad. There's a lot of back and forth going on here. Could be a lot of heated exchange between these two. And so these two younger ones are wanting to get out of here. Or these two are talking about their past when they were young. They could be brothers or friends, siblings, that kind of thing. Okay? So that's what's coming up for Leo. There's a lot of negative male energy here. The kids are great. Here's another kid coming out, but they don't want to be around them. This one's studying. They don't care. Actually, I think this one's studying their unhappiness. This one's talking about them, this one's studying them, and this one's getting out of here. Pretty funny, actually. This one's studying, coming together, enjoy. How do we get these people to be more happy? These old guys. Pretty funny. All right, how to find balance. Okay, so Leo, got a lot of people going around you. Emperor's up right here, but he's reversed in what I just pulled. So he may be back and forth, looking at the past in the marriage, or somebody living in the past. It could be somebody's parents. Somebody might live with their parents, so that's difficult. The old way of doing things, arranged marriages, and you take your parents in, all that kind of stuff. but there's a lot of energy that you may not be able to deal with very well. I don't see it. It's not completely negative. It's just about looking at the past. A lot of looking at the past. All right, so then we have Sagittarius. Sagittarius is reaping rewards, daydreaming about what they have and what to do with it, the main male. And then Dominion is reversed, which is the Two of Wands here. So it's like the twin flames, the Two of Wands, but it's reversed here. So not feeling like they have any options, or they don't have Dominion. They have something, but maybe it's not enough for what they think they need. Okay, so let's see what else is coming up. But they're expressing their feelings now, but that's good. Feeling no options, but expressing their feelings, feeling like they don't have enough, but daydreaming about what they could do with what they have. All right, so Sagittarius is coming up, right? This is the past returning, or thinking about their negative past, or dealing with difficult children. And here's the Queen of Pentacles is upright, so that's a good thing. Maybe he feels like what he has is like this is an offer to her. Maybe he just feels like he doesn't have enough to offer to her because she's worth more than what he has to offer, which is a sweet thought, but it's just not true. Then we have two women with a negative past. And what does he do with that? He or she. So this can be the Sagittarius. And this is about completing a world, completing a cycle, coming full circle. This also can be a sealed divine feminine. And this could be actually a gay couple coming into union. Like the one person feeling like they don't have enough for the other. So this could be the two women in the union. But it doesn't have to be. This also could be the masculine with the two women, the karmic and then the twin that he wants to come together with. Or these could be two sisters as well, dealing with difficult children and coming full circle. And needing to walk away and within. So there's a lot of exchange, a lot of conversation and travel going on here. But this one is just not feeling like you have enough. Like you have no other options. But just, it's like the process, because you're venting. You're expressing within yourself, to your twin energetically, to other people, to try to figure out in this process what you really want. Then we have Taurus with the Ten of Pentacles at the top of all the earth signs, which is great. We have the Queen of Cups for Taurus. We have the family room and then the Tower. So this is a big change. And that came up with the Whale today, a big event change in your life. So it's either all of a sudden you have empty nest syndrome, or all of a sudden you sell a house. I mean, anything to do with an empty room. Or suddenly you have peace and you're loving it, right? So everyone moved out. But it has to do with the abundant family. It can be a wealthy family as far as money, but it doesn't have to be about money. It's about any kind of abundance, whether it's abundance of love and happiness. It's practical issues, though. It's not really about emotions of love. It's about practical love and having people who are always willing to help out as far as work and chores and, you know, running the kids back and forth. There's an abundance of help there. So if it's not about money, it's about the abundance of help that you have in your everyday life. We have the Queen of Cups is very happy, nurturing, intuitive, peaceful, loving, having, you know, fun by yourself. Like this is like me doing my cards in the morning, okay? But the Tower comes in, and that can be epiphanies as well. But it can be a sudden event. It can be anything. This is kind of open. Let's see what else comes up for Taurus there. Okay, there's some depression here about the empty house, or can be just a loss of hope, or an Aquarius, a negative Aquarius in your environment. All right, so he could be the negative Aquarius, or he could just be, he's reversed, he could just be depressed. So this can be the Aquarius, or these could be two different people, but they're not looking at each other. They're not happy together. So there could be a separation here, and that's why the house is empty. So it could be a King of Wands reversed. Either one of them can be the Taurus, or this can be one person who's a Taurus, or somebody around the Taurus. But there's separation, heartbreak for sure here, a death. So there's definitely an end to something, whether it's a marriage, a relationship, a job, anything. At the end, there's still fighting going on. A conflict, competition, a quest. This can be the dark night, the masculine on a quest as well. Okay, leaving behind this situation. In separation and heartbreak. Or just raining outside. Could be a rainy day. Having the rainy day blues here. But this is the big transformation, the dark night going across the 40 bridge to fight for the gold, you know, on the quest. Saving, grounding, holding on loosely, and being moderate. And hanging out and being wise. Okay? So it definitely could be a separation. If not, you're just having rainy day blues with your other. But there's definitely some kind of ending with the death card here. But it's not like a, you know, it's not like a huge tower moment. That tower really, well, it's coming up upright. The tower, it can be more of an epiphany of what makes you happy and what doesn't. And maybe just, you don't have to have a big, exciting life. Being moderate actually is more suiting to you and you're happier that way. You may be realizing that. Especially if you're getting older, you don't want to do all that stuff you used to do when you were young, that your life just isn't the same, and maybe that's why you're separating, because you now have grown apart, you want different things, all right? There's definitely a breakup here. Finding peace away from somebody, okay? Then we have Virgo, the Magician, Concern, and then the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups came up with Taurus. So this could be someone who's concerned about the Queen of Cups. But this is definitely can be Virgo energy. So this is major manifestation. You have the 10 of Pentacles and the Magician. There's really powerful manifestation energies here. But there's concern about the Queen of Cups. So whether this is her, she could be the Queen of the Magician. This is somebody else. They're not the same person. This person's not concerned. That's in their power. This person's concerned. These could be 3 different people too. This could be like somebody's father. Her father concerned about what the guy is doing, or she's doing this, she's this, and he's concerned about what she's doing. He may not agree with what she's doing, or maybe worried that it's going to get her into trouble down the road. So why does Virgo have the Queen of Cups, the Magician, and the concerned man? And the family. So again, here we go. We're getting busy, being active, passionately rushing in. We have the kids here. So who was this? Who had this? I think, was it Leo? Yeah, with the grumpy old men. Here they are. So Leo and Virgo are connected. So you could be someone who has Leo and Virgo in your chart. Or you're just very closely related to each other. Okay. So, and this is Libra and Aries energy as well. And this, again, could be 2 people talking about themselves when they were kids. Like I just said, not wanting to live the old way anymore. They're too tired to do all this. Or it's literally 2 grumpy old men around the 2 kids. Or 3 kids. Or this can just be action too. Like it's like 2 fathers and 2 kids. They're grumpy about it, but they're taking the kids out to do something. So the kids won't, you know, give them something to do so they won't bug them so much. So they can come together and be joyful. So the kids want to get them out too to be happy because they're all grumpy. But they may not really want to do it, but they have to. I'm not getting real negative energies from the Justice and the Emperor because, you know, the kids are all good around them. They don't care how grumpy they are if they're miserable. They want to go out. So it's like, and this kid is sure that bringing them out is going to make them feel good. You know, ultimately they're complaining, but when they come out, they'll actually have a good time. So that's what's coming up for Virgo, having fun with the family. Whether you like it or not. And it's the same for Leo. And then we have Capricorn with the 7 of Wands, the courtship, and the change. So Capricorn has some kind of change going on with courtship, relationship, and standing up for yourself, fending off others. And it has to do with a wealthy family or abundant family here. But there's change here. So whether it's change within a relationship or the relationship is ending and going into another relationship, and this person is fending off all others, standing up for themselves, to the family perhaps. So why does Capricorn have these cards? All right, they are dumping the burden and detoxing all the crap out of their life. Okay, so dumping the burdens, confessing, detoxing. We got a Capricorn and Sagittarius energy there, both reversed. They are not getting along, the angel and the devil there. They're dumping on each other. This is a fallen angel, impatient, and this one can be out of control and needing rehab. And there's a kid throwing a temper tantrum. So the kid's not fallen far from the tree, right? Insecure and manipulative. This is a lot of negative energy around Capricorn. That's why they're fending off all others. There needs to be a change because this is not a good environment. No one's taking responsibility. This one needs detox. This is a fallen angel, right? They're impatient and they probably need detox too. This is a kid who's uninspired or an adult who's uninspired. Can be frustrated, having temper tantrums. And here we got the master manipulator, which can be a child or a grown-up who acts like a child. Insecure, loss of tools. They don't have the tools they need to do what they need to do. Or a master manipulator in deception. This is really negative energy here, guys. How could you have stayed in this for so long? All right? It's not the Wheel of Fortune. It's the Wheel of Yuck. And deliberating it still. Capricorn. It's because of money. We've got the wealthy family there. They're worried about losing the money. They'd rather live like that than lose the money. Got nothing else to say about that. That's on you. Gemini, lovers, wealthy man, and the defeat reversed. It's the Five of Swords reversed. So the end of the war, or the apology, or the PTSD issues coming in. But this is Gemini with the lovers and the wealthy man. Ending the war by coming in with an apology. This could definitely be a masculine coming forward to Gemini. We have the Chariot up top. He could be riding in. That could be very nice there. Let's see what's coming up for Gemini. Recovering under the radar, but still feeling the pain of the betrayal or the painful ending that you've been through, but we're recovering here. But just feeling like a failure, doing it under the radar. But why do we have such positive cards there? I mean, we have the war energy there, so it is PTSD. That's what this is. But there's someone to the rescue, you know. It didn't work out with the family, so feeling like a failure. Maybe you tried with the family but didn't work out again. Dumping all the burdens, not taking responsibilities, confessing. And then we're going into all this Capricorn toxic energy. So this is connected to everything I just said for Capricorns coming into Gemini. But Gemini is dealing more on their own with the pain of betrayal and painful endings. Feeling like they failed. And feeling like, they're coming out from being out in the cold and left behind. But this is difficult energy. I feel like this is more feeling alone. Capricorn's more amidst all the mess of the family stuff. Gemini's not. Maybe they tried going back to the family, but that didn't work. But Capricorn's willing to stay there for the money. Gemini's not. But they still may be affected by the family. Definitely there's big moves coming in here. There's a big, bold move or travel. The lovers, the wealthy man. Gemini may be feeling drained, but someone's coming in to the rescue. Then we have Libra, the Fool's reversed. We have sudden wealth and disappointments reversed, which is the Five of Cups reversed, getting over yourself, getting over any loss, regret, guilt, or shame. Letting go of the third baton and finishing the race with sudden wealth, but be careful of foolish spending, okay? So that's Libra, like in the Chariot with sudden wealth, and then the Fool's reversed. Or it could just be it's finally their opportunity to make a fool of themselves, and that's good because they need to make that move that they haven't, and now they have the money to do it. They're going to do it. So what else do we have about Libra? The Wheel of Fortune is reversed, which is Libra energy for me. So it's not quite time. Still deliberating or poor judgment in the past because there's been a downturn in fortune, so maybe they're a little bit more skittish about making that final decision. but they are seeing synchronicities or have options, heaven in their eyes. Something is definitely standing out to them, radiating to them, and they want to propose something or offer help. Maybe not express all their feelings quite yet, but this is definitely a step forward in the right direction. They may be afraid to express their feelings because of the kickback they may get. This person's smiling though. They're standing in their truth. It's like, just don't mess with me. I'm fine. I'm not on the attack. But you walk away if you don't like who I am. All right? So just a little bit skittish about coming forward to this energy. Okay? We have the tower here behind them. And they know that. This can just be epiphanies as well. Or they're going to rock their world. And they know that too. They just don't want to get broken or end up in the hospital. Pretty funny. Okay. They're worried, maybe they're scared of the divine feminine that they'll end up in the hospital. Or they just don't want to become broken again, right? And coming together in the wow experience. But what happens if they go on the warpath again? Or what happens if they don't? And you have the ultimate divine love, okay? So it's just a little bit of needing, Libra needs the courage to go forward. Feeling a little powerless. Then we have Aquarius with the Knight of Cups, poverty, and the Chariot reversed. So there's some brokenness here. Maybe they lost their car. They're in poverty. They left a situation for love. So they have the right idea. But they just, they maybe feel broken right now. They did the right thing, but that doesn't mean they're comfortable yet. They might have left everything for nothing to put out love. They have the Chariot is reversed here. It's right up top. So they have the means, but they just might have an obstacle. Like their car might have broken down or something like that, or they had to go to the hospital because they got injured, or they need to find a place to live. Aquarius. Here you got the grumpy old men. This is like on the Muppet Show, the grumpy old men. That's what I'm getting. I actually have them. The Emperor, the injustice, and the abuse of power. It's coming up specifically for Aquarius. And Aquarius, it looks like they're walking away from this. Either Aquarius is one of these guys or walking away from it. They want to offer love. They don't want to deal with this anymore. They want to be the student again. They want to leave the power and go back to student mode. They want to learn about how to be happy and joyful and love and be at peace. Very good. Somebody's learned their lesson. All right, so water signs. Cancer with the devil at the top waving. 3 of Cups reversed, toil and labor, and the Hangman reversed. So this could be someone working too hard, being taken advantage by a group that you really don't resonate with. In awakening here, maybe you need to leave your job. Maybe you have some new ideas, but they won't listen to you. Right, the devil. This is overindulgences, could be third-party situations or interferences, can be gossip, like people are gossiping about you, and you work with them. You're in an awakening, or you have good ideas they don't listen to, or somebody has a big head here in the situation, which could be over here. I don't see this person having the big head. Unless they're just really good at their job, and people are jealous because they're just really good. It doesn't mean that they're egotistical. Okay, so why does Cancer have these cards along with the devil? So again, for the air signs, with the Chariot, that's Cancer energy, and then we have Capricorn energy here with the devil, and these just flipped over. Okay, so this is for Cancer. Lovers, and this is like continuation from Libra. So Libra and Cancer may be related, if not the same person. The lovers are here, but someone's out of control with their ego, or they're just feeling weak and they need courage. They feel powerless to go forward to the other. This could be feeling drained, loss of power, money, independence. It could be that child that walked away, the Aquarius, is the masculine without their money, left the family, everything behind for love, but they need the courage to stand in their sovereignty. They're recovering their finances or their practical world, under the radar, feeling like they don't want to be seen in order to send a message of love. But we have the King of Cups reversed still, so still a little bit emotionally detached, but he's ready to give a little bit. Okay, so that's good. That's Cancer. Then we have Scorpio with the Ace of Cups reversed, the false person, and the Magus, which is the Magician, but it's reversed. And that's not the energy you want. You don't want false person and the Magician reversed. This is definitely a manipulator, a master manipulator, who's able to push you to your emotional limits, right? They're very good at what they do. So whether that's Scorpio or something else, you know, we have Capricorn here. And the Magician for me can be Virgo, Gemini, or Aries, actually. And that keeps wanting to fall for Scorpios, so what's going on with Scorpio here? Okay. So this is again like Libra energy, was a little skittish about making a judgment call. So Libra could have Scorpio in their chart as well, and vice versa. So a little skittish about making a decision because you've made bad decisions in the past. When you have a lot of options, it may confuse you. It makes you overwhelmed. But one is definitely standing out here, and you're ready to go forward. So again, Scorpio and Libra are basically the same. Just not ready to express all your feelings yet, but maybe something practical to just get started. So you don't feel so intimidated by this situation. Okay, so that's the same. And also the difference is with Scorpio, we have the devil up top. With air signs, we have, or with the Libra energy, it was the Cancer up top, which was ready to make a bold move forward, whereas Scorpio has more, you know, devilish energies around them, which could be more sexual. It could be as simple as that, or it could be that some, you know, they have somebody else in their space they need to deal with to get out of their way. They're worried somebody might interfere in their proposal. All right, so now we have Pisces, the Ace of Wands reversed, the Thief, and the Aeon, or Eon, is the Judgment card. So this is definitely learning to control your third energy, or frustration, no growth, unable to conceive of something, or unable to conceive physically. Or someone's stolen your heart, or there's judgment here. So somebody could be being judged as a thief. So, we have the devil there too, so definitely could be a thief around you. Let's see what's coming up for Pisces. All right, I've got the Lover. All right, so somebody definitely stole your heart, but you need the courage to do what's right for you to gain your power back. Okay, so we're coming up to the same as before. Recovering, this is Gemini energy. Recovering under the radar. Feeling defeated. You know, you need the courage to do what's right for you, to get back. See, you have the Lovers, but you have all this negative energy here. The love in itself may be of good intent and it may be real, but you're not feeling it right now because you're not getting what you want out of the relationship. You're getting a little bit of love, but not the whole package. This person's not balanced yet within themselves. They need to come out with their truth to rebalance. Okay, they may be done actually aligning with their desires, and they may be almost there. So, you know, give them some time, and if it doesn't work out, do what's best for you, Pisces. You might need to end an emotional cycle. So that could be him or you, or vice versa, depending on who's the girl and who's the guy. But again, you have that devil energy there, codependency and addictions. So don't, if it's an unequal relationship, and you've talked about it a million times, it may be time for you to decide to go. But that's up to you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot reversed and the Tower. So that's big brokenness. This is the warpath. It's like also going to the hospital in the ambulance. Right? Chaos. This is chaos. That's chaos. All right, guys? This is for everybody. The underlying energy is chaos, and it's coming out of the chaos, the PTSD, after not having expressed any feelings. Okay? All right. So again, before we had the Coffin as underlying energies, the Hierophant reversed, and now the Chariot reversed, and the World reversed. All right, that's chaos. So it's about how do we undo all the chaos of the war now that it's post-war. And so here's where we're going. We have the moon reversed, which is deception, or it can be working toward the new moon or the early morning hours. We have pleasure, which is the Six of Cups reversed, right? So it's a negative past of deception. But then we have the Knight of Cups offering love, and this is upright. That's good energy. And then the Prince of Wands, which is like the Page of Wands, inspired to romance with love. And then we have the Ace of Discs, but reversed. So it's not quite there for the new life, but there's definitely some positive energies coming after the negative past that you've had together. Someone's coming forward to offer love and some passion, but not quite ready to start that brand new life, but it's there. So that's very positive, actually. Then we have from the Kipper deck, we first had the expectation card. This is for everybody. You have certain expectations, and then unexpected income comes in. So because you were focused on this came in because you weren't focused on it. And could have to do with a child, a message comes in, and then two messages, a message and a message of concern. So they can be the same, or they can be two separate things. So maybe a message and then a message back as well. Let's see. I mean, it could be your child helping you out. If you're a mother who's struggling right now, they may be helping you out financially. Or maybe because you just had a new child, all of a sudden some money came in because you got gifts. A message or unexpected message, but there's a message of concern. We'll have to see where this goes. Let me see what comes up with the Rider-Waite deck, because this could be open to a lot of different things. There's definitely a connection here between a mother and a daughter. And some unexpected income. And why is it a message of concern? Maybe not sure where the money's coming from. Or let's see what else is coming up here. All right, so for fire signs, we end up with the Two of Wands reversed. So feeling like there's no options. Because the world's still a little bit upside down. And you're still in that post-war situation. And then the earth signs have the Ten of Cups reversed, which is the end of a family or emotional cycle. But done. This is done. Done and over with. So that's good. Then we have the air signs with the Page of Swords, which is a message, news, spreading the word, a child who's opening up, or a little bit of communication, which is good. Beginnings of communication. And then we have for water signs, this can be the conflict, it can be competition, it can be acting, it can be on a quest for the gold. But again, it can be conflict. It just depends on how you look at it. But there's still some struggle right now. Maybe you're changing situations, and it's just, you know, it's a little bit of a struggle to get there. Or you're literally fighting with someone. But be careful, because you got the devil at the top, so you don't want to be in fighting mode. Maybe transition mode, okay, to get away from the devil. Or maybe you want more devilish energy in there and your Pisces boyfriend isn't giving you what you want, or vice versa. All right. So the next card's the Hermit reversed, which is about over-isolating, maybe some mental disease, but also about coming out after over-isolating. So not maybe fighting to come out and speak a little truth, to shine your light, have your dreams come true, heal, which is beautiful, and have justice, truth and balance, and stand in your truth, and maybe take some acclimation time before you can soften up and be true love in your truth, as opposed to so harsh like this. The King of Pentacles may be looking your way. He's very balanced now. He's got it all together. And these actually came up like this. So after coming out of all this, like maybe winning in a divorce or getting justice, your dreams come true, healing from it. All right, post-war, this is still in the war though, you know. You're still a little defensive here. Here's that King of Pentacles, all good. He worked out everything worked out for him here. And now he's looking towards the person that who he may have had something to do with them hurting. Okay? So he's looking their way. Could even be his own struggle, his own stress. Okay? But that's very nice. Okay, you guys. Time to go. Drink your water. Get your rest. Get your joy. Get your nature. Just have fun. And do your thing. Be you, authentically you, and rise and be loved. Bye.